Amanda, I want to play a game.
Hey horror freaks, welcome back to my channel. My name is Amanda. As you can see from the title, today's video is going to be my full review with spoilers of Chucky Season 3. I have already reviewed Season 1 and Season 2. Those videos are both available on my channel right now. And as always, all my reviews are with spoilers. If you don't want them just to see if this was worth it or not, in the description box down below, there you're going to find my spoiler-free review because I like to give you guys the two options. And giving a quick disclaimer, let's get into the video. Now on this video, this review is going to be just about the season. I am not going to be doing reviews about each episode, so this is going to be probably more of a, I wouldn't say generic, but just on a general aspect of my opinion of the season. So I just want to start with that. Now season 3 was divided into two parts because of the SAG-AFTRA strikes that were happening last year. And the first part premiered on October 4th of 2023 and concluded on October 25th. And the second part started on April 10th and concluded on May the 1st. So far we don't have a confirmation that a fourth season will be happening because there are plans for a fourth season, but there are also plans to continue the story on a movie. We don't know yet what is going to happen, so we're gonna have to keep an eye on it. The plot for this one is that in Chucky's unending thirst for power, Season 3 now sees Chucky enclosed with the most powerful family in the world, America's first family inside the infamous walls of the White House. How did Chucky wind up here? What in God's name does he want? And how can Jake, Devon, and Lexi possibly get to Chucky inside the world's most secure house, all while balancing the pressures of romantic relationships and growing up? Meanwhile, Tiffany faces a looming crisis of her own as the police closes on her for Jennifer Stilly murderous rampage last season. And to give a brief summary, what happens essentially during this season is that Caroline is still missing, so Jake, Devon, and Lexi are trying as much as they can to find her, but they are being unsuccessful. And the other plot is Tiffany Valentine's inside of Jennifer Stilly's body and that she's being persecuted by the police. And as you heard right, Chucky is on the White House. And once Lexi, Devon, and Jake find this out, they decide that they need to go and get him back. So that's what they do. They get, not specifically inside of the White House, but what they do is that they put Lexi to get closer to the son of the president so that they can start a relationship or just a friendship in order for them to get invited eventually to the White House so that they can get access. So that is what we're going to be seeing them struggling between their own relationship and then trying to get to Chucky. We have Chucky doing his own thing inside of the White House. He's, as always, doing some fun stuff. And then we have Tiffany struggling on the side. By the time that the first part of the season ends, we have Chucky. He has done a lot of things inside of the White House, things that involve a lot of blood. Tiffany has been arrested and she's going to get the death penalty. So that's the first part. On the second part, we see that Chucky is now dying. Why? Because he passed an exorcism and Damballa, that is his, let's say, god of the voodoo stuff, he abandons Chucky, meaning that his soul is now dying, so his body and the doll is aging very rapidly, so he's going to die and there's no way to stop that. Well, the only way would be to transfer his soul, but that body is going to die no matter what. And while that is happening, Tiffany is in jail, and to prevent to get killed, she starts these voodoo dolls about each individual security guard of the prison so that she can control them and hopefully escape her fate. Spoiler alert, she does. Right at the ending, when you think that she's about to die, no. The guards, they save her and she's able to leave. And when it comes to Chucky, he kills the president. He has done a mess inside of the White House. Actually dies, like that specific doll dies, but of course his soul is now on a realm. Jake goes because he believes that that is the only way that they're going to be able to get to know where is Caroline, because all this time we have no idea where she is. We saw her in part 1. We don't know where she's at. But we learned, thanks to Chucky, that she is with the creator of the doll. So now that is where they need to go. So they get Jake out of the realm. But all this time, this was a distraction. Chucky is able to possess Jake's body. So now we have the soul of Chucky inside of Jake, but they have no idea. So they go to visit the creator of the Good Guys doll, and Caroline is indeed with him. She does recognize the fact that Chucky is inside of Jake. So this is when they all realize what is happening. And the season concludes with them being turned into dolls. The trio becomes dolls, and Tiffany, she's able to get out of prison, so she's out, she's free. And that is essentially the season. Now, of course, I didn't get into way too many details about the season because that will be here talking for a long time, because of course there are 8 episodes, so that will be way longer. But getting into the review, I said this a couple videos back, I don't remember which one was, but I said that I wasn't excited about this second part. Why? Because watching the first part for me was a torture. I did not like it. I was very disappointed because I loved the first part, and the second season I liked it. So for me, the third season, I had high expectations and they weren't fulfilled. The reality is that for me the first part was awful. When it came to the second part, I saw an improvement. I definitely don't think that the series should have the high rating that it has right now. I am definitely having a different opinion than the majority of critics or the general audience, because I have seen so many people loving this third season, but for me that wasn't the case. Now for me this one wasn't like awful and the worst thing ever, but definitely I was expecting better. Now what made this for me so hard to watch, first, Caroline's character, I don't think that that was the purpose, but it became very annoying for me, and also Tiffany's. And I really like Tiffany, so I don't know what happened here. Caroline, I am glad that she basically did not appear on the second part of the season, because she made this as hard watch. Once again, I do not think that that was the purpose, to make her annoying, but she became annoying to me. The second part was an improvement, but I definitely feel that it was a lack of connection between the first part and the second. I felt that they were like two different things, because for me the first part of the season was very nonsensical. I didn't understand why the hell Chucky would like to be on the White House. To be completely honest, I still don't see the point. But the second part was a little bit better. We had an improvement by a lot. Like definitely it was way more enjoyable than the first part. I don't know if that was the whole plan along to make them like that, but for me I felt this huge disconnection between part 1 and part 2. But once again, I am glad, because I just know that if I had to sit down and watch all these 8 episodes completely on October, that was going to be way worse for me, because I had a hard time watching those first 4 episodes, to the point that I almost didn't saw this last 4. So there was an improvement, so I am happy about that. Now when it comes to the story, like I said, for me it was very nonsensical. I understand that Chucky is nonsensical sometimes. It's like over the top and is a little bit ridiculous. Of course we have all the jokes, and he never stops being who he is. He even has a moment when he sees the boy Megan and that silence, and he's making fun of these other dolls in horror movies. I thought that was pretty funny. When it comes to his looks, they never fail. Chucky is not the problem this season, it's the other guys, because for me Chucky looks pretty cool. So I really like how the doll always looks in this series. When it comes to the gore and all the blood and the killing, creative as hell, very good. They never miss in that part, they never do. For me, the weakest link here and what made this season not as good, it was the story. When it comes to Devon, Lexi and Jake, I feel like their story there are stretching it out too much. I don't see why we need to keep focusing on them. I understand, yes, the series started with them, but I definitely feel that we could have moved on. We had the first one and the second season, so I think that they could have moved on from them by this season. You can continue this series either introducing characters or trying to solely focus on maybe Tiffany with Chucky and the White House and the president and his family. When it comes to, once again, Devon, Jake and Lexi, I don't see the point of having them here, because the whole reason why they're here is because Caroline is still missing. But you take that out, there's no reason for them to be here. There's even a point that Devon and Jake are considering leaving. Like, they have the chance to escape and leave all this behind, but they don't do it because of Lexi, because of course they are friends now. They have a good bond, and you can see that. We can see the development of this friendship throughout the seasons. But I kind of felt that by this point, I'm not saying that they should move on, because of course it's hard, all what have they been through, but I think that they need to end the story. They need to end, and we need to take a step back and open the door for new characters, a new story, and something that leads up to a movie or another season. Because right now the only thing that we have is that they became dolls, so I don't see how you can stretch all of this to a fourth season. That they have to continue basically, because they end on a cliffhanger. I would prefer to see a movie, because I don't really see how you can keep stretching this story. So I would prefer to watch a movie, because the series at the beginning, it was great. The second season maybe not as good, but it was still good. But the third season for me should have even been made in the first place. I think that they could have made this a film. It probably could have worked it way better. Devon Sawa was amazing as the president. He also did other characters throughout of the season, and also all throughout the series. He has appeared before. He is amazing. When it comes to the cast, Caroline and Jennifer Tilly are my only issues, but when it comes to the rest, they're doing a good job. The actress that plays Lexi, she has improved a lot as an actress, and I really like it. That I really like to see their growth. All of them, they have grown, they have improved for the better, and even the characters. But once again, the story, what else can we tell? So for me, like I said, this season isn't terrible, but definitely was a hard watch. The first part, kind of glad that we had a little break. The second part was an improvement, but I'm not gonna lie, I didn't feel like, oh my god, now what is going to happen? I can't wait to, like, no, that excitement, it's gone. I am not excited. So definitely, if they say that a fourth season is coming, I'm gonna really think if I want to continue watching, or if I am just going to read a summary and that is going to be it. So I cannot promise that I will review fourth season. Maybe if they do the movie, yes, I can deal with that. But a fourth season, I do not think so. And they're even making petitions for people to ask for the first season. Once again, like I said, I think that I am the only one here that didn't love this season, because once again, I have seen so many critics and the audience loving this season. But that happens. So for me, this season was a 3 out of 5 and a 6 out of 10. I have rated very high the first two seasons, so for me this one, it's hard because I really like it. Once again, the first season was a blast. I loved it from the beginning to the end. The second season, not that much, but still it was good. The third one, once again, when it comes to gore, when it comes to the acting, the actors, the setting, everything, all that was good. The problem here was the story, how nonsensical it became, and some annoying characters. And sadly, that has more weight for me than all the good things that this season had. Hence, my rating. But with this, I end the video, my review. I don't really have much to say. Only that once again, I'm hoping that it's going to be a movie, what is coming next, and not another season. But thank you so much for watching. Let me know down below what are your thoughts on this season. Did you like it? You didn't? Right now, the second season of Pretty Little Liars original Teen Summer School just started. The first 2 episodes are now available on HBO Max. I'm going to be reviewing that season once it ends, so keep an eye on that. But once again, thank you so much for watching, and I will see you guys on my next video. Bye.
Game over.